Welcome to Dark Side of the Moon.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Vincent Green.
And I'm your host, Noel and Vinnie.
We got Cara Mack in the back, and we are a pair of rankers. Now let's get this show on the road, motherfuckers. So Noel, as I mentioned in the intro there, this is a special episode. And what we're going to do is we're going to look back over next year. We're going to look back over next year. We're going to look back over last year, 2021. It feels weird that we're in 2022 already, but we're going to look back over, and in this episode, we're going to look back over the superhero releases of last year, because you know our realm is all superheroes on dark side, all comic book shit. But on the other side of things, on Potty Snatchers, we like to look sci-fi, horror, all that kind of jazz. But in this episode, we're going to do the superhero releases of last year, including TV, streaming, movies, whatever. We're going to pick our top 5 in descending order. And then we're going to pick at the end a dishonorable mention, something of that genre that disappointed the fuck out of us. So, no, before we start, how have you been keeping, motherfucker?
Yeah, I've been okay, man. Yeah, I have. This is one of the episodes I've probably been looking forward to the most, because it's nice to kind of... A year in review is always... Because that's what the start of a new year is, isn't it? Like,
making lists is fun, man. Just say it. Making lists is
fun. Especially, like... I've got, just 12 words or something written, you know what I mean? Like, movie titles, that was hours of work. Yeah. I was like, scratch it. No, that can't be number... And even just, like, the difference between number 2 and 3, and, like, 2 films I loved equally as much, and then you suddenly have to, like, get in between the grid.
Yeah, you know? I was moving shit around. And I was
making lists is fun, Vincent. Yeah. Yes, I was saying that.
Yeah, I was like that too. I was like, I put in a couple, I was like, oh, this, and this. And then I really thought, and I was like, I was like, maybe I'll shift this down one. I'm like, maybe I'll shift it off the list altogether.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I have a few of those. Yeah. Like I have an A4 page, and the list is at the bottom, like 10 lines of it, you know, because it's just, I don't even know what it is, because it's just, apparently when I erase something, I erase it with prejudice. It was like unnecessary amounts. But what way do you want to do this? Who wants to ask who first? I suppose.
Yeah, as I said, we'll go in descending order.
Descending order, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll capitalise for people at home with a dishonourable mention, just a fuck you film that we just hated.
Yeah, at the very end. And then,
at the very end.
Yeah, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. And then the next episode of Pair of Rankers will come back with horror fucking...
Yeah, we'll turn our eyes to the horror universe.
Yeah, so cool. No, do you want to go first, or will I go first?
Sure. No, you threw the question to me, and I'll go first and throw it out to you. In at number 5, and it was an interesting year for superhero films. There's things I left off the list that I really enjoyed.
It's so much. I didn't realize
there's so much. Spoiled.
Yeah.
So the problem is that I was spoiled. The problem was that there was too much. Like, even making the list became a problem.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm number 5. I'm coming in with WandaVision.
Ooh, good pick. I like that.
Yeah.
What for you made WandaVision make the list? I said that very wordily, but
but you know what? I haven't seen WandaVision before. And I know, I mean that, obviously I haven't seen WandaVision before, but I've never seen anything like WandaVision before.
Yeah, so
the premise, the tips of the cap, the Malcolm in the Middle, Modern Family, the kind of the psychosis of unlimited power and how much that could break the mind. I just kind of ended up enjoying it in a way. It tickled the bone. I was like, no, I haven't seen this over and over again. Yeah. And when movies, even good movies, are quite formulaic, WandaVision wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, and remember when we rewatched it? That was tough to say. But when the both of us turned our people back on it, but when we went back and looked at it for the episode we did a couple of months back, it was like a week after it finished up. And it was so rewatchable. It's something we mentioned on the episode. It's ridiculously enjoyable. I love WandaVision.
And it's different to watch. Like, I was watching it weekly, and then I went back and rewatched it. And like rewatching it, the full scope of it, you were like, wow, that's just impressive, because it just so seamlessly goes through literal generations.
Yeah.
Black and white, Bewitched, kind of I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah.
Right up to like really modern family.
Modern Family.
Yeah, and I just love it made me laugh.
The Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it made me laugh, and in a silly way, and also made me laugh in a very funny way. And then when it had serious moments, it was interwoven in a way where it worked. I didn't find like it earned it had so many twists in its mood, but I felt like it earned them with good storytelling. Yeah, you alive, so?
Yeah, I just burnt myself. Fucking cigarette. Like, so in terms of the reason you picked WandaVision is just like not only for its uniqueness, but it's also the sheer enjoyment of it.
Yeah. And for me, it's going to be like that has to be the biggest factor. So you could get into clever storytelling, world building, and all this stuff, and of course, but I mean, were you entertained? It's entertainment.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? And I was entertained, and it was just fantastic.
So to pick up from your point, like for sheer entertainment value, like that's the reason I picked my number 5. My number 5 is going to come from James Gunn, a man I fucking absolutely love.
He would leave his missus for James Gunn.
Just in a heartbeat, whatever. So my number.
Was he talking about him?
He shared one of my articles before. Whatever. We're like whatever. I don't know. I know where he lives. I know he doesn't know that, but whatever. So my pick for number 5 is the Suicide Squad.
Actually, really, really good pick.
Yeah, I was thinking because of, as like you said, WandaVision, I hadn't seen that movie before. Like, I've seen action movies before, but the sheer enjoyment of just picking people off left, right, and centre.
There was a gleefulness to Suicide Squad.
Weasel. Like.
Polka Dot Man, the whole him dancing in the nightclub. And then everyone becomes his mother. That was chef's kiss. That was... I'm trying to make my missus watch it just for that scene, and she won't. She's never like, because she hated the first Suicide Squad so much. So I'm like, yes, so did I. Do you remember how much I hated it? Excellent pick, because you know what, it righted her wrong, and that's also gives it some points.
It just reminded me, and it's another James Gunn movie, of when I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy first. I laughed my fucking ass off for 2 solid hours. My jaws were killing me at the end of that movie, right? Because it was blown to do next movie. And the movie was hilarious as well. Whatever.
Great opening. Great opening. Set the tone. And Suicide Squad did that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Had this opening that set the tone for the movie.
Man. Yeah, exactly, man. That fucking beach landing scene when they're kind of like trying to take the beach. Nathan Fillion, and he starts taking himself apart, and then just starts shooting his 20 parts.
But for those who are more confused, he was like disjointed boy. I can't remember, but he was able to basically disjoint his hands and make them float. Yeah. All he actually, like, he didn't have super strength or anything to go hand in hand with it. So essentially, he was able to pester armed men who just started shooting his arms, and he can feel them still, even though they're disembodied from him. It was hilarious. It was such a stupid power. It was great. It was
TDK. What was it? Something dispatchables. Something kid.
Yeah, TDK. You're right. This something kid. Yeah, God, I don't know. It was crazy. That was a good film. That was a good movie. Man. It was a good pick. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my number 4.
Cool. Go ahead.
Again, because WandaVision was my number 5, I like a grounded thing. You know that my favourite Marvel film, actually, maybe I'm not going to jump ahead. Let's just say before this year, my favourite Marvel film was Winter Soldier, second Captain America. Yeah. I love a good action film.
We just got to go back and watch First Avenger recently for an episode we got coming up.
Exactly. But I like a grounded one, but not so grounded. But just grounded into, like, Marvel, for example, has gone into, like, time travel, multiple realities, all that. So Hawkeye was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I loved it. I ended up enjoying it so much. It was just so much fun. And then, of course, when I was just like, where's my trick arrows at? And when they delivered on the trick arrows, that's what overshot WandaVision. Yeah. I just love it. I just love a trick arrow, man. It's not clever. I don't have a deep dive, or I'm not able to pontificate.
Yeah, Robin
give me a trick arrow.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody's fascinated by someone that's very, very proficient with a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Like Legolas, or like Robin, as we touched on Robin Hood.
Of course. Imagine imagine the Superman. What Superman is strength. Imagine being to accuracy, and then really think about it for a second. Like wind direction and everything. Just the ball always goes in the net. Every ball you kick goes in the goal. It just perfect accuracy with any weapon. It's such a dangerous thing for anyone to actually have.
Yeah,
and they explore it.
It proves that in Avengers Part 1. He was a pure harassment for the entire rest of the Avengers roster when he got his mind turned by Loki with the Mind Stone.
Yes,
like, you know what I mean. He takes down the helicarrier pretty much by himself nearly. Yes. Remember, and he takes all their information by shooting that arrow into the command center. And it kind of locks on.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually read a comic. It was Ultimate Marvel, and Ultimate Avengers. Sorry, and he's
which is a big inspiration for the current MCU.
Yes, and he's been tortured. He was tied to a table and everything like that, but they didn't pull his nails out.
Yeah.
So he picked off his own nails, and he was able to kill everybody in the room with a nail. Like 1 nail, 2 nails, 3 nails. Imagine that kind of actually. But they started having fun with it. It was like the darker and lighter side of Clint Barton.
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld is her name.
Yeah.
She was kind of a breath of fresh air, like Florence Pugh as well.
She's always good though. She's
great. Yeah. But they come in. They were just
Florence Pugh as well. I love Florence Pugh. Anybody that knows me will know I'm obsessed with Florence Pugh. Right,
yeah,
James Gunn, then Florence Pugh.
But they were fun. But also you have to you have to not just find them funny. You have to
they need to like each other or come across that they like each other. You know?
And I wanted something grounded before I go back to the higher concept Marvel, which I'm also loving. But every now and again, give me something like the
well, that's what Marvel are doing, though. You go in WandaVision, you got fucking Winter Soldier, you got your What Ifs, you got your Eternals, you got Hawkeye, sort of going like unique, then grounded, unique, then grounded, you know, that kind of thing. Like, you know, I think that's what they're doing with a lot of their big releases. But for to pick up on your number 4, my number 4 is Hawkeye 2, motherfucker. I swear to God.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so that kind of meshed well, like. And that's why I kind of chuckled when you picked number 4, because it's the exact same reason I loved Hawkeye. It was just. It came across to me. Someone I grew up with, some of my favorite movies were like Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, those kind of buddy cop type movies, those really actiony kind of movies, and with a bit of lightness to them too, like, you know, a bit of humor, doesn't take itself too seriously. And
a bit of anti-hero as well, not just Superman, a Boy Scout, as Batman calls it.
Exactly.
Not a Boy Scout good guy, you know, somebody who's got demons.
Yeah, because I think Jeremy Renner, because he's like, I think he just turned 51 like today or yesterday or something. Like, so he's been around the block a while now, and he can really carry something. Like, you have to remember that this is the guy that is he has been the lead actor in many feature films. So when it comes to carrying the show, he just did it flawlessly. So that's the thing, like, you know, when you have like a Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, they kind of need each other to help carry that show a little bit. But Jeremy Renner, like, he's been an A-B list kind of type actor for the past 10, 15 years. And I just think like he carried the show so well, and to put two
and it didn't seem like it was he didn't carry it with this like huge amount of like Jamie Foxx
complete exhaustion.
Charisma.
That's what you carried.
Yeah, with complete exhaustion. But I mean that as an absolute compliment.
Yeah.
But you know, when somebody is able to keep kind of putting this low key performance and able to carry it on their back anyway, because it's just so. Because it's relatable in some weird
the hearing aids and stuff, and they're like, how did you hear it? And it showed all the explosions.
All the explosions he's gone through, and also the lighter side of him, and he was, you know, the family man and just trying to get home for Christmas, which is very die-hard.
And we got to see, 1, 2, 3 spoiler alert, whatever, but we got to see that his wife, Linda Cardinelli, is maybe Mockingbird. Or Mockingjay, is it? Mockingbird, isn't it? Like, who was played by some other girl, I don't know, Bobby or something on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But like pretty much Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been raw out as you can see with the dark code and shit in WandaVision. But so we both picked Hawkeye and we both gushed all over it for pretty much the exact same reasons. And you know, I've Florence Pugh I love, and I loved Haley Steinfeld, and Jeremy Renner played exactly
same. The main characters in that. Including the one-eyed dog, chef's kiss to them all. Snooky,
No, it put a big smile on my face, and I thought I mentioned this to my missus, that really reminded me of like Planes, Trains and Automobiles, trying to get home for Christmas. I love those kind of movies. Like,
put it into a buddy cop and put that into a Marvel film.
Exactly.
And it did all that.
And that's what Marvel does. And so what we're going to do is we're going to move off from Hawkeye and number 4. And Noel, I'm going to ask you for your number 3.
Shang-Chi. Same?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Shang-Chi's my number 3 as well, so we just talk about Shang-Chi.
We'll just talk about Shang-Chi.
What did you love about Shang-Chi?
Well, you know, I do absolutely love to see what wasn't seen so much. I'm really happy that an Eastern actor playing an Eastern character and all that, but you can't...
Simu Liu.
Yeah, thank you. But at the same time, obviously, that's, for me, the impact of that doesn't resonate as much as me. I respect it, but you know, like,
we spoke a little bit about Shang-Chi back in November, and I was saying something we spoke earlier before about in the past. I think it was in the What Is episode, I love his, like Simu Liu put up a text, or sorry, tweet out.
Yeah, I know the story.
Like,
yeah,
there should be more Asian characters or more Asian superheroes in the MCU.
Shang-Chi.
2 years later, suddenly gets cast as Shang-Chi. So you know what I mean? I just love that story.
That's why I sent out a tweet saying like there should be a man that protects boobs for breast implants before high altitude flights. Just like you got it, you man, you got a dream.
Yeah, I prefer.
I was never. I just want to jump across that. Like I was never grew up as maybe a Korean kid or a Chinese kid or something, and wanted to see myself represented. I know it was like the Black Panther moment, and I think that's great.
Not a lot of Irish superheroes out there. Just put that.
No, there isn't. No,
more Asian than there is Irish. I just say that.
Oh, there we go.
That's all I'm saying.
The controversy. But to me, I just wanted to be entertained. That's it. That's all I want from any movie. And I went in there, and it was really, really entertaining. It had the comedy factor down, and it had the action factor down. It wasn't a heavy film. It had one part of that storyline between the mother and the father is quite heavy, but there was too much silliness around it for it ever to like, oh, this is a very somber moment. For me, it was very lighthearted ultimately. But like it was beautiful. It was colourful. It reminded me of Avatar at times. You know what I mean? It just had this really vibrant kind of colour to it, and it had some really great action scenes. And one thing, like the chef's kiss moment, is getting the Mandarin story right. Yeah,
and actually having an Asian actor playing them, Tony Young.
Yes, just everything, just getting the Mandarin right.
And he's been leaving women gush and singing.
Yeah, I think if they hadn't done the Mandarin some justice, I think it would have dropped below Hawkeye, and that's no mark of disrespect. Because I loved Hawkeye. It's just that I actually just think getting that right, listening to the fans.
Yeah, and something we talked about though before is like we both didn't have a massive back catalogue of knowledge on Shang-Chi from comic books, but what we did was we both were really looking forward to seeing the Mandarin in live action. Something we mentioned, we nearly went to see the. I think a lot of people went to see the Mandarin as much as they went to see Shang-Chi, and that's not. That's not a discredit to Shang-Chi either.
It was the Legend of the Ten Rings, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's right there in the title as well.
Simu Liu proved that he is a very capable fucking feature-length actor. Like, not only that, but
charismatic, can be the butt of a joke. Which
very funny, can do action, his martial arts, his choreography.
Can lose a fight, he's not... Yeah.
He's not Vin Diesel and The Rock, who had to draw in every single fight in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, exactly. He got his ass kicked by his sister.
Like, lads, you need to calm down. You're rich, lads. Chill out. We're movie stars. I think you can lose a fight. It's make-believe. You know what I mean? Rock, you were a wrestler.
You were a wrestler.
You lost a lot of fights, dude. Get over yourself. Rock bottom yourself or whatever the fuck.
Based on my math, I can take The Rock.
Maybe in a wrestling fight, depends what the script says.
So sorry, just some quick thoughts from you on Shang-Chi.
From Shang-Chi, what I really liked about it was a lot martial arts. I hate Awkwafina's story arc, but I loved her in the movie, if that makes any sense. She's so funny, I'd watch her all day, but I hate the fact the archery thing we mentioned in the previous episode.
I hated that.
Yeah, that really.
I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to let you I just don't agree. I hate it. So all of a sudden you're Hawkeye as well. Fuck that.
90 minutes later, and these guys are like, well, I've been training here for probably a millennia in this age.
And I'm also not something upwards from human.
She's just Awkwafina.
I'm 1,000 years old. And I practice this 6 hours a day.
I love the fact that we got to see the Asian mythology, the Chinese mythology. We got to see cool dragons, even though they're wingless, most of them. Well, they're eels.
They were magic, man. They were magic dragons. That's all there is to it. Shit, actually, no, you just won me over with that. You're absolutely right. Magic eels.
Yeah, especially the one that came out of water. Like, come on.
No, you win that. You win.
But I love the action. I love the chemistry between all the lead stars. I love Tony Young as the Mandarin, as the main villain. We got to see dragons. We got to see some really cool Asian kind of folklore-ish kind of creatures in that kind of paradisical fucking place that Shang-Chi ended up in, where the final battle scene happened. We're going to get to see a sequel I'm really excited about, and I love when Marvel do this. Is like something I mentioned before, is that it was just new to me, and like something I don't get a lot of now is something that's new to me, because I've read so many of the comic books, you even more.
Cannot stress it enough.
And every now and again you have a little blind spot where you might not have read a Shang-Chi comic book, where you don't know the mythology, so you're actually going in brand new. because when I went to see Captain America, Iron Man, and all these, even though it was a modernized interpretation, I had a very good idea of the backstory of a lot of these characters.
Oh yeah,
you know, like a Spider-Man or whatever. But like when you go and see a Shang-Chi, for me personally, was something completely brand new, and that's why it's made my top 3. So Noel, after Shang-Chi and his Legend of his 10 Rings, what made your top 2? First we'll go on number 2, and then I'll fire my number 2 at you, and then
okay, number 2, Suicide Squad.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yes. That scene where Peacekeeper and Idris Elba played, it wasn't Deadshot, it was Deadstroke. What was his character?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport sounds right. And where they're going around and having a kill off. Every film should be that.
Nobody likes to show off, man, unless what
the showing off is dope as fuck.
Fuck, he's right.
Everything in life should be that scene. That Polka Dot Man, that scene where, again, I was just talking about in the Discord, where they're all his mother, or where Starro is destroying the building, and he goes,
Starro was so cool.
That's your mum! And
I think
I was hemorrhaging laughing at certain scenes of that.
It was so enjoyable. But what I think Idris Elba showed, someone that is a top level actor and top level.
Love Idris Elba, so you'll get no arguments.
But he showed to Will Smith from the previous Suicide Squad is how to act as part of an ensemble and not make the whole movie about yourself. Like, and that's what Will Smith did in Suicide Squad. It was like Will Smith plus the Suicide Squad.
You're right there.
And I was saying to John,
you didn't say that to me before in those clear terms.
Yeah, it just when you mentioned Idris Elba
right when you put it that way.
Yeah, because when I mentioned Suicide Squad as my pick, we were just talking about the sheer enjoyment of it all. But when you mentioned Idris Elba, it kind of just dawned on me how well he incorporated himself within the Suicide Squad.
He was afraid of rats. He
the rats.
He was getting to know his squad.
Yeah, I love the way James Gunn is kind of like a Guillermo del Toro. He'll pick the most disgusting, kind of weirdest superhero. He's like, you're going to be in my team.
I just did. I just sat down and watched it. You know what? Again, there's always that. Like, it's great when you get to give something points for whatever you decide. Yeah. It's not like playing darts or something, and you hit something, and that's what it is. And there's nothing, there's no debate. I get to decide what the points are. And for this, again, Shang-Chi righting the wrong in The Mandalorian, this had to right the wrong of one of the fucking most garbage superhero films ever made. Like, this has to fucking
release the air cut.
This had to fucking hashtag do I deserve to exist. That's how bad this film, you know what I mean? But not only that, I love
it. It's chopped the fuck, so we'll give them that.
And it was silly, but it was, if something has you hemorrhaging laughing, anything that's self-aware.
No, I mean, like, the David Ayer movie was like, it was seemingly massively, that was altered. That movie was massively altered. Jared Leto shot many scenes that were not included in the movie, like.
The Spider-Man 3 effect, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
What about you? I will just throw it at me, baby.
Number 2 for me, also like falls within the DC universe, and for the sheer anticipation of it, and for the sheer awe factor of it all, was the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
Justice League, a Snyder Cut for me was. I just thought it was an absolute.
Didn't make my list, but did make. They made 2, maybe 3 lists of the 5, maybe 6 lists I made. Yeah. And I flirted with it, and I'm still not even 100% sure. Yes.
Yeah, I think the Snyder Cut. I just think for a spectacle, like for an absolute spectacle, even though I watched it in my home because it was released during the lockdown, and there was before the theaters were kind of open in full swing in the summertime. It was released, I think, in early summer, late spring, and I almost forgot about. But when I was making these lists, I went on Google and I was like, what were the top releases of 2021? Because when you look at superhero movies, I thought of the most recent shit, and I forgot about the Snyder Cut in a lot of ways. But when I watched that movie, I didn't move for 4 hours. I made sure I was so amped. I made sure I had like a bottle of water, can of Coke, whatever. I had sandwiches. I had my fucking snacks. I was like, I am not moving unless if I need
good to go.
Good, exactly. Get your opiates, and you just you're just ready. I'm just like, I got a bucket. I'm ready to go. I'm not moving. I'm going. If shit or piss, it's happening right here. Schneider Cut, baby.
Exactly, yeah.
So after 2 years of pure fan pressure, and for a lack of new material, new content due to lockdown, due to movie postponements, Warner Brothers and DC were pushed into a corner, and they gave Zack Snyder $20 million. Probably, I think it ended up being double that. I think someone said to me before, to go and reshoot this large portions of this movie that Joss Whedon had butchered seemingly or whatever. But I just thought I never when I was waiting for this to be made. First of all, I never thought it was going to get made. When I heard it was going to get made, I thought it was going to be awful. I thought it was going to scream of an unfinished product. And then
I thought it was going to be underwhelming. I wouldn't have gone as far as awful, but underwhelming for damn sure.
Yeah, exactly. But like I went in and it reminded me of the first time I seen Watchmen in the cinema. Like I just did not want to budge. I didn't want to take my eyes off it. Recently the Denis Villeneuve movie. That had the same effect on me. Lorraine said she turned around 2 or 3 times during the movie, and I was just like, my mouth was open and my eyes were just pure wide. And because
even sorry, I know like small aspects, but like Darkseid's Omega Beam.
Yeah.
Just when it came out underwater and it did the whole like zip, like went
which
around.
Which appears in our logo for Darkseid the Moon.
Which appears in just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, there was. And
Steppenwolf.
He really, when life gives you lemons, make gold is an impressive fucking way to live life. And that's what he did, because he was working with something that was quite trash. And he brought, like, you could see that he reshot the scenes and a lot of the complexity of some of the reshoots.
Yeah.
Like, even just the sheer, like, on-site shit, how do we interweave this to this? I don't know, I was impressed. And I didn't tell Sheila, my fiance, how long it was, because I knew she would have screwed me if I did.
Yeah.
So, but one stage I just said, like nature call, I have to go.
Yeah.
And I paused it and she went, how long's left?
Yeah, like, I just love
we were like an hour and a half in and there was 2.5 hours left.
Yeah, I just...
But and here's the point. She'd already been sucked in.
Yeah, exactly. That and
one thing I loved there was nothing even she could do about it.
Yeah, I just loved that. It just felt like an absolute monumental event. Originally, it was supposed to be in 6 chapters. It was going to release as a mini-series. And I loved the way they just, like, they backed off that. And you're just like, we're just going to release an event, and a massive event. HBO Max, I think it was released on. And they're just like, we need something for fans to get excited about, and this is something that the fans are already excited about. So at the very least, whatever markets we're available in, we're going to get new subscribers and new streamers and new views and all this kind of shit, new downloads or whatever.
How are the people as well?
Yeah,
though? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's really
I just
impressive.
think it's really cool to see a director finally get to follow through on his intended vision for something that we hold dear, like DC. Because DC has been mishandled so poorly over the past 10, 11, 12 years, and the good movies have never been followed up on. The bad movies have been expanded and made even worse sometimes. And it's good to see now that they're kind of slightly righting the ship, even though we have something on next week's talking points that we're going to broach the rumor DCU cancellation with Flashpoint. But just for me, the reason it's in my top 2 is it felt like an event that I really wish I'd seen in the cinema, and I really wish it was there in the cinema, and I really wish I really hope it comes out in the cinema, because I'll go to see it. And it was just 4 hours well spent, and I just think for the time of the year it is, for something that didn't release in the theaters, to leave that kind of lasting impact in terms of an event and the scale and scope of the movie, I just think it has to be my top 2. So I'm going to move on to the last one, the numero uno. But
that's not me. On the count of 3.
And the top dog, I think we both know what this is going to be.
1, 2, 3. Spider-Man No Way Home. That was an event.
It has to be.
It was, and especially for launch of our generation.
Of all time.
When we grew up with all 3 of those dudes.
Yeah.
And again, it wrung the right wrongs, excuse me, of Electro, of Sandman,
of Daredevil back.
Brought Daredevil back. Oh my god! I've never seen a film fix as much shit.
Oh, it's so good.
And just wildly entertaining. And the feels, man. The Andrew Garfield saving MJ. Just the feels. And it was this like in a very silly kind of just fun movie. There was just that moment. Credit to Andrew Garfield because he's such a good actor. But just that moment where he stopped.
We're always singing his praises over here.
Just stops. Yeah. And it just takes in that he saved her. And it's not his Gwen. Yeah. But he saved her.
I think
and
Andrew
she's like,
Garfield,
are you okay? And she's like, yeah, are you okay?
I think Andrew Garfield came out and said afterwards that his Peter felt in that moment that he prevented like a younger brother, like Tom Holland's Peter. He prevented him from having to go through the same sort of pain that he went through, losing his loved one in that way, even though poor Peter ended up losing her anyway, in a sense, because of the whole thing.
But she's alive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like she's alive and she's going to college.
She's
and all
happy,
this
I'm
stuff.
happy kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was just so fucking good.
To have Matt Murdock show up in the opening 15-20 minutes, to have him being hinted
catching the break, just giving a little bit of Daredevil being
like,
Daredevil.
There was like a week after we'd seen Kingpin in Hawkeye as well, return of Vincent D'Onofrio, and Charlie Cox returning as Daredevil, both on a Netflix show. It's something I think I mentioned previously, that they were contractually locked in Disney and Marvel were for 2 years after the cancellation of the show before they could reappear as those characters. And that's why they started cancelling those shows all within a short space of time, because they had to get that clock starting for the 2 years. And that's why we're seeing Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. And we'll probably see even more come back. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm pretty sure Charlie Cox is going to be in She-Hulk as well. But
I don't know, that scene in Daredevil where the hallway scene, he's just kicking the shit. I would have just said, like, give that guy a 20-year contract.
Yeah.
Give the man what he wants and just be done with it.
He just oozes and epitomizes everything that you see in Matt Murdock from the comic books, to me. Like,
yes, he genuinely does.
Yeah,
he does. He's just brilliant. What else is there to say?
It's kind of that guy. He's like, I've worked myself to the nub, but I love my work. I'm going to keep on doing it. You know, kind of like Hawkeye.
Bleeding sweat for it. Like, if you were giving them $10 or $100,000.
And the thing is, like, that's one reveal. Like we're gushing over one reveal. Like, we got to see Alfred Molina return, which you've seen, like, from the trailers as Doc Ock. We got to see Thomas Hayden Church, is that his name? We got Thomas some shit. We got to see him coming back as Sandman. Sandman's a scumbag. Noel hates him.
You making a film and me liking Sandman.
Yeah,
Sandman. I was very, very done with Sandman.
Yeah, exactly.
I was very done with Sandman.
Reese Ifans coming back as the Lizard, Doc Connors. We got to see Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, Jamie Foxx coming back as Electro. Like, the fucking cast was stacked. And
getting them all together in a one point a low key way in an apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, of course, then you have
William Dafoe.
The Statue of Liberty rebuilt with Captain America shit. I mean, just everything in this just like glee, actual glee, wide-eyed glee.
It kind of felt like a real expansion of what we're going to see in the next phase of the Marvel Universe. It's kind of showing us the ramifications of Endgame. You know, it was just, and it shows the power now that's available to people. But like, all the cast, William Dafoe stole the show. Like,
oh my god, is he fantastic?
Oh my god! Like,
came back at 66 years of age, did his own fucking stunts, did his own fucking things. Got to play himself. Got to play, like, you know, the tortured soul and the absolute devil himself.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Just what a tour de force from him.
Yeah, I would have preferred maybe if we are going to get past this tortured villain thing. I know it's a backbone of Spider-Man. We talked about it a long time ago.
It's a backbone of Goblin as well, with the whole, like, you know, duality of man.
Yeah, but like, I just think like every single person is like a tortured villain in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, but that's because he doesn't kill him, because there's a little bit of Boy Scout in him. You can't have just like can't have somebody who's so painfully deserves to die.
Yeah,
like somebody who's just wanting execution of people in the streets. Like, you just can't. You know, I think if you're looking for that, and I am looking for that, you need more anti-hero, darker.
Yeah, I think what it did so well though was that, like, it filled every single part with a good actor. Like, every single role, it was like, okay, the supporting cast, we're going to have pretty much no extras. Marissa Tomei, Jon Favreau. We got what's that fucking girl's name?
Zendaya.
I knew it was a one-word name. But we got Zendaya, that Jacob Batalon guy, and plays Ned Leeds, and like, every single character, they're like, okay, we're not going to have any waste here.
There was no dead weight.
Like,
and there was a lot of main cast.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a threesome, it wasn't a foursome, it was a lot of main cast.
Everybody was pivotal within the story.
Yeah, everybody was pivotal within the story, and there was no dead weight. And that's really, really saying something.
Yeah, and I just think it was like, for the whole movie, all I did was smile. Like, for the whole fucking movie. It's like the first Avengers movie, when you see the Battle of New York. And I was like, I think Joe went to see me, and he was like, dude, I didn't blink for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
You're just afraid of missing everything. Like, but like, I just can't wait till it comes out. Like, it was just so fucking good, man. It was just, my face was so sore at the end of it. Not even just from laughing, but just from smiling. Like, there was just so much shit in that movie that I never thought I'd see on screen. Like, we got very close to a Sinister Six. Unfortunately, we didn't get a sixth villain.
We got a five. It was just strange, wasn't it? Just because they could have,
They could throw
no, but it's good enough for me. I 10 points out of 10. I just
none of the villains from Tom Holland's universe.
Yeah, you're right. No villains from Tom. Yeah, I thought maybe Vulture. Yeah.
Like easy.
Vulture was right there.
Even if you get arrested earlier on.
Mysterio's dead.
Yeah.
But Vulture is there. Like, could have whatever. They had a lot of spinning plates and they spun them all. So I'm not going to come in and as a couch director. Yeah, great.
Like, I love the way they paid a proper homage to the Electro's gear, his original suit when he
just that one moment where the sparks coming out of his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
And they showed how to utilize Jamie Foxx correctly. Like that guy. Yes. So we were always talking about how charismatic he is. Like he was so poorly used in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And
it was a bad film, man.
Yeah, it was
good casting, but bad fucking messy fucking movie.
Yeah, really. Good casting, but bad films. The best way to describe it. I wonder why they didn't throw Rhino there. I love that part. They were like you fought aliens? He's like, yeah, I fought an alien too. He's like, I fought a Russian guy in a rhino suit.
Yeah,
it's so good. But
compared to you two guys.
And we got to see Venom at the end, and the little drop of the symbiote seems to stay in.
Just for absolutely no reason. Everything. Yeah. Like, phases out of the universe except a bit of Venom.
Well, but, obviously Venom's going to be like attach himself probably to Peter Parker in the next movie or two.
Yeah. We'll get the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah. So we were both agreed that Spider-Man No Way Home is the best superhero release of 2021, and we'll do a quick run through, and then we'll mention the
dishonorable mentions.
So my number 5 was Suicide Squad. Your number 5?
WandaVision.
My number 4 was Hawkeye. Your number 4?
Hawkeye.
And my number 3 was Shang-Chi. Your number 3?
Shang-Chi.
My number 2 is the Snyder Cut. Your number 2?
Suicide Squad.
Number 1, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
No Way Home. So, so our top 5, we're all synced up. We've given our reasons. So before we get the fuck out of here and we move on to another episode of Pair Rankers with our top 5 horror releases, we're going to talk a little bit about our dishonorable mention of 2021. Noel, do you want to go first?
I do, because mine is better than yours.
Yeah.
Thunder Force.
What an awful movie.
What a god-awful movie.
Yeah, what an awful
It failed on the most basic of fronts.
Yeah.
The simplest of fronts.
Make Melissa McCarthy funny, because she's hilarious.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, just say action and tell Melissa McCarthy to do something, and she's funny. Yeah. She's phenomenal.
Yeah,
and then there's just it was just garbage. Oh man, I'm actually struggling for words. It was pantomime-y. It was like it was all done in one take. It was like it was done like on a really, really tight budget, and then it was like they wanted to. It's like they hated themselves for having to make it or something. It was just a painful piece of absolute garbage.
Yeah, no, it was trash. That's Thunder Force with Octavia Spencer and Melissa.
Thank you, Octavia Spencer.
On Netflix,
excellent
actors. That was
actors.
Yeah, both were totally miscast in that movie.
Oh no, I feel sorry for them because there was nothing to be done with this film.
Yeah,
you go in and you think you're going to make a fun film, and maybe again because it looks crap, but like for you, you're just in a room and they're going to fix everything in post, and then just somebody says action and you deliver your lines. Yeah. It doesn't matter how good you are with something that garbage, there's nothing to be done. We just talked about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was excellent cast, budget, everything was just managed terribly. And this film was just that to the nth degree. Like to a directly insulting, was this something I'd done?
Like I just think like when you get this proliferation of any specific genre, you're going to have a lot of trash attached to it. And Thunder Force is just a complete like hashtag feminism. We're going to make an all-woman superhero thing, and it just didn't use the tools like
didn't land on anything.
Yeah, it was just it's like I don't like people have this weird thing that like we think that we won't go see female-led movies, which is completely false. But like, and we went to see like this movie. Like when you have Octavia Spencer and Melissa McCarthy, you use them so poorly. I just think first of all, Octavia Spencer didn't suit the role. I don't see her really as a comedic actor. But like, and Melissa McCarthy, they kind of toned her down so much that they took away all what makes her amazing. Her crassness, her insanity, like her pratfalls, exactly.
Give her that look. Give her what she had in Bridesmaids.
Yeah,
and
she's a force of nature is the best way to describe her.
She's just fantastic.
I just think she was like totally misused in that or underutilized in that. Like
underutilized, yeah.
Yeah. So before we get the fuck out of here, my dishonorable mention of the year would be Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
See, that's disappointing, definitely.
Yeah.
But my film is definitely more garbage.
Yeah.
But your film, we actually cared about.
Yeah, I just think Venom to me screamed like a movie that had 30 extra minutes of footage that was obviously so terrible that they just meant a 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
It just looked like it was cut to the bone.
I waited a long time to see. I remember like when Spider-Man 3 was announced and I was going to have, you're going back already there, you're going back about 17 years.
Yeah.
I was announced and I knew it was going to have Venom. And in my head, I already projected 3 or 4 years into the future saying, maybe then we'll have a Venom and Carnage, because Carnage was always the Joker of the Marvel Universe for me, just wanting destruction for the sake of itself. And
Clay Cletus,
Clay Cletus, and then Cletus Cassidy. Sorry,
Cletus Cassidy. Who's that?
Yeah. I don't know, but to me it sounded right. So I don't know. I don't know, Cletus Cassidy, but anyway, I guess maybe Venom. Again, I like when they move on and they don't get stuck with one bad guy, but I just don't know if the Venom Carnage being his own child essentially is a story that could be told in just one film. I think the capacity of it could be huge.
With Venom, I just think the problem is we're going to just see a different symbiote every single fucking movie. And it's going to be like the Flash.
But in the comics there's no less than a dozen. Shriek, Toxin, not Shriek, but Toxin and
Chaos.
Yeah.
I'm Riot or something was already in part 1, I think.
Riot was in part 1.
I got fed up with the Flash, even though I'm going to go back and finish it. But I got fed up with the Flash because it's just a fucking different speedster every season, and I'm fucking fed up with it. And it's just the same. It's going to be the same with Venom. We're going to see a different symbiote every fucking movie. Venom, to me, is more compelling as a villain. And without Spider-Man, Venom does not work. And I'm just going to say that he kind of worked in the first movie, but he doesn't work in terms of longevity. He needs to be played off Spider-Man. His relationship with Peter Parker is the whole backbone of his character. So without fucking Spider-Man, it's like when he made that Joker movie. I don't give a fuck about Joker on his own. Put him with Batman. The relationship is what makes the fucking thing special. They make each other special.
I actually love Joker.
Yeah. King of Comedy ripoff. Well, like that's all Joker is. It's like I watched King of Comedy too, Todd Phillips. I get you. I've seen that movie already. It was better the first time. But I just think that without Batman, Joker's not as appealing to me. In the same way, without Spider-Man, Venom's not as appealing to me. And he just doesn't work in the same way because he the whole counteraction of them with that character, they're supposed to be the exact opposite end of that spectrum with their superhero. That without them, they're just pointless. Spider-Man can exist without Venom, but Venom cannot exist without Spider-Man because Venom exists because of Spider-Man.
Yes.
All right? And in the same way as Batman can exist without Joker, but Joker cannot exist without Batman because the reason Joker exists is because of Batman and people like Batman.
Yeah. So one is considered in canon a response to the other.
Yeah, exactly.
And not the other way around. Yeah.
Exactly. So
no, it was an underwhelming film and it didn't make my top 5. It didn't scratch it. But with Thunder Force existing, my hands were tied. It was an affront to God. Yeah. Well, but that's it, man. That's it. That's us.
That's us now. For the top 20 top releases of 2021, we're a pair of rankers, and I'm your host, Vincent Green.
I'm your host, Noel John Toohey.
And we got Karen Mack.
And we ranked all over the place.
We ranked off in your faces.
We'll fix the ending. This is our first.
I doubt it. But they were the best superhero releases of last year, and we'll see you next time, motherfuckers. Peace out. No.
Peace.